If Piper Rockelle isn't careful, she might end up all alone very soon, and everyone can see it with the way almost all of her friends have left her.
It feels like I have no friends.
The worst part about it, guys, is that she obviously hates being alone, and yet she keeps pushing her friends away and making them hate her. One by one, it looks like every single one of her original squad has left the group, and most of them never even talk to each other anymore. Now, as you guys know, there's been some major issues when it comes to Piper's squad because of all the shady work her mom, Tiffany Smith, was doing behind the scenes. But if you're not fully caught up, 11 of the kids who used to show up on her channel have all gotten together to talk about some of the abuse they faced behind the scenes because of Piper's mom. The kids accused Tiffany of inflicting emotional, physical, and even SA for years because she wanted to use them for content by featuring them on Piper's YouTube channel. And let's face it, you guys, this was basically Tiffany's YouTube channel since she practically scripted everything that happened for years.
Being overly sexualized at a young age and being told to say things, do things, wear things for the appeal of YouTube and for people to click on it more, which is just absolutely disgusting.
The kids revealed that they experienced every kind of harassment from Tiffany, and it's no wonder they feel extremely uncomfortable around Piper and her squad now.
They accuse her of exposing them to a physical, emotional, verbal, and sometimes abusive environment.
All of our innocence was just swiped from us.
She would like run around and say sexual things to you.
They're actually suing for $2 million each, but the lawsuit is targeted at Tiffany and her boyfriend Hunter Hill and not Piper, considering that Piper is also a victim of all of this, and I can't really put any of the blame on her. The girls were always forced to wear skimpy clothing for no reason, and they all expressed how uncomfortable it made them, so I wouldn't be shocked if Piper herself was also extremely uncomfortable by this notion.
Tiffany would always tell me to go up into Piper's closet and get something that's more tight and revealing.
But despite the horrible working conditions, which none of the kids ever got paid for, by the way, there is also a whole lot of drama going on between them that caused a lot of the squad members to leave Piper. So while what her mom did was absolutely terrible, Piper isn't completely blame-free by the way that she acted towards some of the people she called her friends. One of the big drama moments on Piper's channel is her relationship with her supposed boyfriend Lev and her ex Gavin, which has caused a big rift between her and some of her other friends. Piper and Gavin had this whole thing where it looked like they still had a thing for each other even though they broke up and got with other people, and it was honestly super weird to see since a lot of her fans got extremely confused about whether or not Piper had gotten back together with Gavin or if she was still with Lev because they were acting so sus. Y'all, I mean, Piper was literally accused of cheating on Lev a bunch of times with the way she was behaving, and when Gavin got a new girlfriend, everyone thought that Piper was jealous and that she wanted to have him back. The worst part about it is that they tried playing it cool by having Gavin introduce his new girlfriend Ava to Piper in a YouTube video. And guys, not only is it pretty weird to do all of this with your ex, but Piper also just seemed extremely uncomfortable with the whole thing. It was honestly such an awkward meeting.
I liked meeting you and I would like to, meet again. We could be like friends or something.
Friends or something.
This was a little weird for me because, I'm talking to my ex-boyfriend about, the new crush.
They basically just sat there and were interrogated by Gavin while barely even talking together. So I'm not really sure what any of that was supposed to accomplish besides just showing that Piper wasn't as over Gavin as she would like people to believe. Even people in the comments commented on how things were just off in the video. I have a feeling they're gonna get back together. I feel like Ava was feeling weird because Piper and the others know more about Gavin. And things honestly just got worse from there as Piper and Gavin spent more and more time together, and Piper even showed up on camera with what looked like a hickey on her belly while she was hanging out with. Everyone assumed that this meant something was going on between them. How does this not make Lev uncomfortable? And to make matters even worse, Gavin actually encouraged everyone who is saying that they might be getting back together by liking a bunch of the comments saying stuff like, "Is it just me or does Piper have a hickey?" key on the side of her stomach and get back together. Eventually, they did make things official between them, meaning that they both probably cheated on their partners, and the whole thing actually blew a hole in their friend group since Gavin's presence in the squad actually forced others to leave. This was all revealed by Sophie's uncle, who exposed a lot of the behind-the-scenes secrets. And even that Simone and Connor chose to leave the squad because of what Piper was doing with Gavin and because he was officially joining the squad, and they were not happy about it.
Gavin's about to go to Piper's squad, and that's probably why a bunch of them left.
And it makes total sense why they're mad, since they actually used to be a part of Gavin's squad and are still on bad terms with him. Piper was basically betraying them by bringing him into her squad. And as you all know, these were literally some of Piper's oldest friends. Yet, it looks like she didn't care about their feelings at all. Anyways, Piper is no stranger to betrayal, since she seems to have betrayed a lot of her friends, which is the main reason why they keep leaving her. In fact, 2 of these ex-squad members even bonded over the fact that they were backstabbed by Piper. Claire and Sophie actually sat down and made an entire video about a backstabber, which everyone could quickly figure out was about Piper and the squad. The fact that Claire and Sophie stayed friends was a huge shock to fans, since Sophie was actually one of Piper's ex-friends, while Claire was still friends with Piper, which really added to the drama. But as it turns out, they actually went through very similar situations and could both relate to being turned on someone they considered a close friend.
They'll go spreading lies about you. Or this is stuff that actually has happened to me. They spread lies about me to get other people to turn against me because I'm a good person.
I think what's so hard with like Claire and I is that we've been like, anytime you get backstabbed, it isn't easy. Like it's like not cool when someone does that. But I think what's so hard is that like when you're close to someone and you think that like they're like, you know what I mean? It's just like it hurts too. Not only that, like I just think it's so hard because we've been backstabbed by so many people. To a point where I get backstabbed now, like I don't even care because it's like, yeah, I've been backstabbed so much it doesn't really affect me anymore.
And let's not forget that when Claire left, it was a huge deal since she's literally Piper's cousin, and you'd have to do a lot of damage for a family member to leave you. It also looks like Emily Dobson had a pretty harsh exit from the squad, since the whole thing started affecting her mental health badly. Some DMs from her were leaked where you can clearly see she was struggling with being in the squad. I'm just spending time on my own for a while. The squad videos haven't been the best for my feelings, and my parents want me to take a step back a bit. At the time, she claimed she was still friends with Piper, but it's hard to say if she still feels that way after everything that's happened. Emily even went on to post a public post to her story saying that she's taken an overall break from social media to focus on some things, but never directly said that she's leaving the squad, which did give some fans hope. However, we've all seen how the squad members have taken a break in the past just to end up leaving, like when Jensen went on his break and never came back, so it's very likely that the same thing happened to Emily. But it looks like Piper wasn't too happy knowing that people were speculating Emily decided to leave the squad because of all the bad energy, and she even blocked an account that was saying that Emily was leaving. But guys, it looks like the fan might have been right, since people have found out that Emily actually unfollowed Piper on TikTok, which could be exactly what confirms that she's done with the group for good. It's very likely that the whole thing with Piper's mom is what pushed her over the edge, but the fact that she unfollowed Piper after saying she'll always be friends with her in the DM doesn't sit right with me, but I don't know about you guys. One thing's for sure, you guys, and that is the fact that Emily's fans are super happy that she is out of the squad. I'm so happy for her. She needed to get out of there. It was so toxic for her and everyone. She's free after 3 long years. This leads me to probably the worst thing Piper has done. The person who probably had it the worst was Eliana. Now, Eliana was literally one of her closest friends for years, which is why it was so shocking to see Piper treat her the way she did, even on camera. A lot of people have pointed out that Piper always made fun of Eliana to feel like she was left out and might have even been jealous of her a lot of the time. Just look at these side eyes that she keeps giving her. But Piper was making Eliana feel bad all the time, and the number of videos where you can tell Eliana felt left out are shocking. Y'all, she even directly addressed how she felt like she was left out a lot in the past, which fans assumed was about the Piper squad.
Try not to make anyone feel excluded. Basically, the things that I've had done to me, I try not to do them.
However, it gets even worse since Piper actually full-on admitted that she didn't like Eliana. Some shocking leaked DMs straight up show Piper calling her a smartass and talking about how Eliana made her decision to leave. And guys, the most shocking thing to me is the fact that it looks like Piper has genuinely been through so much in her life and really depends on her friendships to keep her going. She even filmed herself once where she showed how horrible it felt to be isolated from her friends when she had COVID.
It feels like I have no friends.
So it's kind of insane how she keeps pushing her friends away like this when she's obviously super dependent on people in her life. Honestly, it kind of looks like the whole thing has already blown up in her face, since in those same leaked DMs about Eliana, she actually said, "I don't have a squad anymore, I have friends." So does this mean that she's done trying to monetize her friendships and faking these crazy scenarios for no reason? Honestly, I'm not sure, since her content style really hasn't changed, but hopefully she'll wake up and realize that she's genuinely hurting her friends with her behavior. And if she doesn't do anything about it soon, she might just wake up with no friends. Anyways, loves, what do you guys think about this mess? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to check out this other video.